The silence in our house was a physical presence, thick and heavy as wet wool. It had been this way for 3 months, since the accident that stole my older brother, Leo, and left a crater in our family where he used to be. Mom moved through the rooms like a ghost, her smiles fragile things that shattered if you looked at them too long. Dad had buried himself in work, the clack of his keyboard in the home office a frantic, lonely sound. My rebellion was quiet. I stopped playing the piano, the instrument I'd shared with Leo. The sheet music for our favorite duet sat on the stand, collecting dust like a museum exhibit. I started staying out late, not doing anything wrong, just walking, feeling the October chill seep into my bones, hoping to feel something other than the immense, suffocating grief at home. One night, I came home to find Mom waiting in the living room, the single lamp casting long shadows. Her face was pale, her hands clenched in her lap. "Your father and I," she began, her voice a frayed thread, "we can't do this anymore." My heart stopped. This was it. The thing I'd been dreading. The fracture was becoming a chasm. "We're leaving," she whispered. "This house. The memories, they're drowning us." Relief and a new, sharper grief warred within me. But before I could speak, my father emerged from the study, his shoulders slumped. He wasn't holding his laptop bag. He was holding Leo's old, scuffed-up guitar. "I was cleaning out the attic," he said, his voice rough with an emotion I hadn't heard from him in months. He strummed a single, clumsy chord. "He was teaching me. Before. I was terrible." A sound escaped my mother, half sob, half laugh. "You were," she whispered. I looked from my broken father, holding the ghost of his son, to my mother, whose love for him was suddenly, visibly, battling her own despair. The drama wasn't about leaving. It was about which memory would finally break them. I walked to the piano. I didn't sit. I just picked up the dusty duet and placed it in front of my mother on the coffee table. "He wrote the piano part for this," I said quietly. "I just played it." My mother's fingers trembled as she traced the notes Leo had scribbled in the margin. My father sat beside her, the guitar still in his arms. He didn't play. He just listened as my mother began to cry, not the silent tears of the last 3 months, but deep, racking sobs that held every ounce of her agony. And he held her. We weren't okay. We were a mess of splintered pieces. But in that moment, surrounded by the artifacts of our loss, we were at least a mess held together. The drama of our dissolution had reached its climax, not with a shout, but with a shared, silent agreement to finally fall apart together, in the same room.